So let me get one more. I like this one. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
No.
That is a great question.
That's right.
Because it's obviously got to be.
Can't take nothing serious. I mean, nothing is
be based off the person.
Yeah, it depends on the subject and who's saying this joke.
I'll give you who's saying this joke too, but I can accept a person who shouldn't be saying that joke if that joke is clever enough.
Okay.
Yeah, because I see comedians. That's the art of making a joke. Like, okay, this subject is very touchy, but let me figure out a way to joke about it in a way that
isn't making fun of, isn't doing it at the expense of whoever is being afflicted,
right? Or the level of offended,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
whatever. You gotta. I guess it's like a balance to it all, but
absolutely, and that's usually the issue.
Death, you could joke about.
It shines some light on different aspects. Yeah,
you know how many rape jokes is out there? Not that they all good, but
good, but right. And that's the whole thing: rape jokes, 9/11 jokes, slavery jokes, like
baby jokes.
Yes, but the issue is usually too many times people look for shock value, but not wit. Right. I can appreciate wit. I don't like shock value jokes. That's just you saying something fucked up to get a reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't know if y'all remember, my bad, Marcus, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying a lot of people do that, or shows, there's a whole thing of radio shows, shock jock, that term. They just saying stuff to get viewers,
or
trolls,
trolls. Back in the early 2000s, there was a stream of quote unquote jokes that were killing baby jokes. There's like, it's like, what do you get when you put a baby in the microwave? And it's like soup. It's like nothing about this is funny.
Yeah, a lot of those I never really.
I never got it either.
Most of those never were funny.
But just shit like that.
Man, I was about to say, I'm sure there's at least one baby joke that I just haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure there's one that'll get me. It might be one that'll get me. But
I mean, if it's clever enough, but like
if it's clever, you're right.
Yeah. But it hasn't been found yet.
No, not yet.
Diamond in the rough that hasn't been found.
But I'm like, but there's taboo jokes all the time that I can hear, and I'm like, that's actually a pretty funny joke. Hell, Aaron, when you used to work at Penguin, me and who was that, Chaz or somebody was just telling
long hair
jokes. It was either I can't remember.
Oh, exactly Mello. It might have been Mello.
It might have been Mello.
Yeah.
We were just telling racist jokes the whole time, and it was because they were clever.
Yeah. See, that's
we made sure we never told racist jokes about the other person's shit.
Okay, so that is a good. I remember that shit, and I remember laughing. That was like really, really good times. But also remembering, like, I remember the atmosphere just seemed like there has to be a certain atmosphere or a certain way about it where it doesn't feel like it's like you're bringing up, even if it's some sort of stereotypes or facts about it, it's still said in a way that feels lighthearted. And I just feel like
I don't care about that part.
I feel like you're not always. I feel like it's rare that people can tell racist jokes without somebody in the room having an issue with it. It's supposed to everybody being understanding. Like, oh, we get the humor here. We get the idea. The atmosphere is not heavy. It's still kind of like,
only because a lot of times in those scenarios, it's being said either in spite of that person's experience or to spite them.
Where it feels like they're personally trying to hurt them. Yeah.
Oh, not. Yeah, go ahead, Marco.
I was gonna say, like, when you go to like a comedy club, you come to that's what happens here. Like,
right. That's different. That's the environment setting it up.
Yeah, that's a specific setting. Yeah.
But like if you're at a party and some white dude makes a racist joke about black folks, knowing that there's only one black dude in the room or one black person in the room, and they're doing that for their friends to make fun of black people, that's different. That's weaponizing it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. They're doing it in spite of that person, and they're doing it just to make fun of a kind of people, which gives it no kind of credibility, as opposed to being like, okay, if I'm making a joke to an Indian dude about some part of Indian culture that clearly is a real thing, and I'm a comedian, so I'm doing this on stage, everything is setting it up for that to happen. But
stage is different. I'm saying like between you two, when it's a small store like that, I don't know. It just felt, the atmosphere felt good. It just felt like, okay, I felt like everybody around, who was only like a couple other workers there, white and otherwise, like it just felt like, okay, we all collectively get it. Even if it's a small group of us, understand they're being lighthearted. Like they're just, no one's feeling personally attacked, and you don't always get.
I think it comes back to if you're funny or not. Like,
right?
If you're not funny, then stop it. Right. Like, it's not effective.
Stop it.
I think it should be like a level of funniness. You a number 5. Like you don't get to say this
because what's also the case in that penguin situation. I don't doubt that we had some conversation going into, okay, now we're all cool. That part doesn't happen most of the time.
Yeah, there was already, the opening was there already.
It wasn't like, it was like, oh, okay. It wasn't like I say a joke and now Chad says a joke and then Mello says a joke. Like, it wasn't that thing. It was a thing of, we're talking about something else completely. And then this subject gets brought up. So now we get to consent to it.
Gotcha.
As opposed to, I just threw out some joke about whatever that is in complete disregard to anybody in the room.
Got you. I just feel like those moments are hit or miss. I feel like those moments are hit or miss. That's all.
Because people don't be caring about how to fucking affect anybody else.
Yeah, like for me, I know I've been in places where it's primarily when I was in the Air Force or whatever, where like there's obviously the majority of people are white. I mean, it's kind of just the United States. Like, so the majority of people are white. There's, some black people, some Hispanic people. There's been times when there was like race jokes being thrown around, but it felt different. Like it honestly felt like these white dudes are saying these jokes because they know that I guess you could call it a safe space, because they realize that they can say all these jokes that they've got built up, and ain't nobody gonna swing on them because we're in this professional setting. And there's some jokes being thrown both ways. So it's a mutual thing, but it always was like, it seemed like it came from them far more than from black people to white people or Hispanic to white. Because I remember I said a joke about white folks, whatever, to this dude, and he looked at me like I was I was crazy, like how dare you? And I'm like, what? Y'all say stuff all the time. And it was a very interesting moment, because like because I typically don't participate in the race joke. I honestly don't like them unless it's somebody I know. Like I already said, I don't like most people. So all of these people that I don't like saying race jokes, that makes me feel a certain type of way.
Absolutely.
See, I feel like he shouldn't, like, especially if he was one of the dudes who most often is like making black jokes because he felt safe. He can't look at you then and be like, yo, you responded? Yo, you dissed me back? You dissing me back? Like he has no right in that way, Yeah.
But hypocrisy is a part of the American fiber.
Right. Human fiber, I would also say.
Yeah, that's true.
But we only have a couple minutes left.
I agree with you. I'm just saying. Well, y'all, I think that's a good place to stop. I didn't say whelp. I said well. So That's a good place to wrap it up, y'all. We want to appreciate y'all for joining us on another episode of the InforMILLy Honest podcast. Aaron, Adam, Marcus, do you have any last thoughts to share before we get on out of here?
Be vulnerable. That's something I'm always working on, and I just encourage everybody else out there who's listening to just let that be your 2021 resolution, is to just try to be a little more vulnerable, even if it's uncomfortable. Give it a try, and then write in, let us know what the fuck happened.
Let us know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Don't go kidnapping anybody.
Please. Please don't kidnap anyone.
But do let us know, man.
One thing I actually meant to say this on the last episode, but I just wanted to say thank you to all the listeners.
Yes.
From first season, I think we got over 1,500 listens in the first season. That's not including YouTube, because I didn't look at that metric, but
that's real.
So it's probably more like 1,501. So I'm just kidding.
Hey, Aaron froze. Oh no.
Hey, what's up?
I take YouTube as like the main whatever thing.